Hey everybody, welcome back to Code Dynamic Websites with PHP. This lecture is called The Course Files. Either in the extras section or in the description if you're viewing from YouTube, I provided a link to download the course files. The course files are the heart of this entire course, so don't forget to download them because you're going to require them in order to follow along and for future reference. Alright, so when you've downloaded your Code Dynamic Websites course files, you will get a folder that looks like this, and it is called Code Dynamic Websites. In the folder, there are going to be a series of numbered folders from 1 through 26, 1 being the first page, the first PHP page you'll code, and 26 being the final PHP website you're going to build using what we've learned throughout this entire course. In each of these folders, there are a series of PHP pages. So we have index and practice.php, and as you get further in, you'll see that there is another file called final.php. Everything's going to make sense with these files as you go through each of the lectures, as I try my best to be very clear about when you should be using these files and how you're going to use them. In the next lecture, I explain how you're going to be using this Code Dynamic Websites course files folder to assist in your learning, because technically this folder is a website as well. It's a PHP website and it requires a server to run. It looks like this in the web browser. It's a plain old directory showing all the folders here. And basically all you need to do is just click on them and you'll be taken to the first lecture, for example, in this case. If I go back and I click on the second one, variables, I'm taken to this nice web page that I've coded and designed so that you can follow along with the lecture. You can read through, watch the video, and then you can go ahead and hit next lecture to learn more about the next lecture. As you go further and further into the course, these lectures will get increasingly more difficult and they're going to start engaging you. So for example, you'll see here, if I go to here, we have a Get Your Hands Dirty lecture, and I'm showing you a final example, and then I give you a chance to build this yourself. Obviously, you need your code editor to open the PHP file to edit it, but then you can go ahead and check out your example and see if you get the same result. As you go through, you'll see more and more of these final example and practice versions. The practice.php file in each of these lectures is going to be the sandbox where you're going to build what is in the final.php page. So for example, like here's the lecture. This is index.php. Final example is final.php. And your example is practice.php. And that is what you'll be using to build each of these mini kind of programs using PHP. And you'll get further and further down. They'll get harder and harder until you get to the last folder here called final. And it looks different because it's actually in the structure of a standard PHP website, or a very basic PHP website. We have a series of PHP pages, an images folder, an includes folder using different things here. And this will all make sense as you go through and learn PHP. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And I'm really excited to teach you some PHP. Let's do this.